Danny Kirwan leading them in. They're off. Over a shade more than 2.5 miles for the Racing TV Extra Novices Chase. Danny Kirwan gifted a 3 or 4 length head start on the run to the first of the 17 fences. Mr. Palm on the outside of JBY. Pick up second and third. And Certainly Red is held up last of the quartet. Danny Kirwan by 5 lengths on his way to fence number 2, first of the open ditches. Danny Kirwan with ears pricked, jumped that straight and true. A slight mistake from Certainly Red in rear. Nothing too extreme. A plain fence between the ditches, number 3. Danny Kirwan with an uncontested clear lead, which is being reduced by JBY on the inside of Mr. Palm, and racing between them and the length back is Certainly Red at the 4th, an open ditch. Danny Kirwan by 3 lengths, and another mistake from Certainly Red, a worse one than he made at the first ditch, at the second type of that obstacle. And Danny Kirwan swings out of the back straight on the first circuit, 5 clear once again. From JBY, who has Mr. Palm on his quarters, and Certainly Red, who's been far from convincing, at least at the open ditches thus far, continues to bring up the rear. The 5th is the cross fence, which the leader stood right off at, but had enough scope to get over it. Landing 4 lengths clear, Danny Kirwan from JBY. Certainly Red has moved into 3rd place and relegated Mr. Palm to be last of the 4 as they work their way into the home straight. 3 plain fences await them here, 6, 7 and 8. Danny Kirwan, clear of JBY, is about 5 lengths behind. Certainly Red in 3rd, and Mr. Palm, the least convincing at the first in the straight, in rear. At the middle fence, number 7, Danny Kirwan, by a good 5 lengths, stood right off that. JBY over in 2nd, took a length out of Certainly Red in 3rd. Mr. Palm is already beginning to struggle as Danny Kirwan reaches fence number 8 and again soars over it with a 5 length lead over JBY, who in turn is 4 lengths up on Certainly Red, and then there's 2.5 lengths to Mr. Palm, who's last with a circuit to cover. Danny Kirwan with 4 lengths in hand over JBY as they begin the run to the water jump for the only time. Certainly Red is a couple of lengths adrift of JBY, just a length to Mr. Palm as they come to jump fence number 9 on the side. Danny Kirwan with a slightly reduced lead by nearly 3 from JBY, just a length to Certainly Red, and on his quarters is Mr. Palm as they run through their departure points and head off into the back straight. Danny Kirwan kicking on again, 4 lengths up on JBY as they come to jump the first on the far side, which they all measured well. Mr. Palm has regained 3rd at the expense of Certainly Red, and now they're running on towards the open ditch, which is fence number 11. Danny Kirwan remains clear under Harry Cobden, stands right off it again. JBY was more economical in 2nd. Certainly Red and Mr. Palm in 3rd and 4th. Certainly Red has regained 3rd from Mr. Palm. Going over the next on the far side, Danny Kirwan, 5 clear of JBY. Certainly Red in 3rd, and finally Mr. Palm. The last in the back straight is the final open ditch, 5 from home. Danny Kirwan spot on at it by 4 lengths. JBY in 2nd, just over a length to Certainly Red in 3rd, and then a couple of lengths to Mr. Palm as they turn to race out of the back straight. Danny Kirwan's been closed down by JBY and Certainly Red as they run down to the cross fence 4 out. Mr. Palm is struggling to get back in touch with the other 3. As Danny Kirwan comes to jump 4 out. He's got a lead bordering on 3 lengths, jumped it well. That time JBY was far from fluent. Certainly Red is ridden along in 3rd as they begin to make the turn into the home straight with Mr. Palm becoming remote. Danny Kirwan running towards 3 out. JBY being shaken up to try and reduce the gap. Certainly Red back in third, at the third from home. Danny Kirwan jumped it well, couple of lengths up on JBY, who's being strongly ridden. Harry Cobden now goes for the whip on Danny Kirwan, but only gave him one reminder, and he's lengthened again and gone 5-6 lengths clear at the second last, which he absolutely winged. That surely will seal it. Cobden steals a peak. JBY is 8 lengths adrift of him. Certainly Red is held in third. Mr. Palm is tailed off. Danny Kirwan, another huge jump at the final fence. Boy, has this horse got some scope. Danny Kirwan by 12 lengths. Battle on for second, JBY and certainly Red. But Danny Kirwan won well, and it will go to the judge for second between certainly Red and JBY. Mr. Palm is home in fourth.
Hey, that was a lovely jumping display from Danny Kirwan. He looked big and bold at a few. Maybe he guessed at a few. I don't know, but that was better, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's basically a sound jumper. He's a bit guessy at a few. He was at Cheltenham the first day, and at Kempton the last day. He learned a little bit more. It's just like Harry says, he's got so much scope. He loves going long. You're just better off to let fly at them. Really, he loves that ground. That's the key to him. Really, flat track, good ground, right-handed. It was all right for him today.
Well, Jonathan pointed out his age. It sort of caught me by surprise a little bit, but does he feel like that as a horse, as an older horse?
That's just why he's had issues. That's why he missed a year, and it took a while. You know, he won his novice hurdle last year when we probably should have gone chasing. It's just because of little issues. His career sort of span out a little bit now. But I mean, he's got his act together there today, and I'm sure in the spring we place him right. There's another race or two in him. Have
you got anything, I suppose, a handicap in mind?
Do you know what I think would suit him really well? He's brilliant fresh. Next November, the Badger House Chase here. Loves it here. Fresh and well, decent ground. That'd be a real good race for him.
So he'll have a light spring campaign.
Yeah, he'll have a couple more runs. Yeah, we'll find some races for him. I was even thinking of him going to Musselburgh next weekend for the Frodon Novice Chase over 2.5, and wouldn't totally rule that out if the ground was good and he was fresh and well. The flat track and right-handed is the main thing he wants. It's not that easy to find all the time. But just get some more experience into him, and then, as I said, hopefully find a nice race for him next autumn.